with two businesses, how do you balance running two businesses?
So you have to be quite disciplined. I managed to sort of like extricate myself a little bit from the software business by us focusing on literally just having 3 or 4 clients. Um, our marketing. So I need to tell you a story. Way back in 2009, that literally don't know whether you're young enough, old enough, but to remember the recession that came around. Basically, we had never done any marketing for Square One. It was always just word of mouth. So when the recession hit, we would literally, the phones just stopped ringing, and it was a very, very scary moment. And it was then when I realised the power of marketing and learned an awful lot about marketing. So what I was able to do was generate enough, almost like I think in the entrepreneur circle they call it rhythmic acquisition of getting a client, which I didn't know that's what it was called then. But what I was doing was email marketing, and as a result of that email marketing, literally did it for every week for 6 or 7 years. We have a waiting list of clients now for people to use Elliot's services. So I don't need, and my role was marketing, so I can step away from that completely. So that's how I've managed to balance the fact that if I had to work full time in Square One and full time in the pizza business, it wouldn't work. So it's been about being able to set up a system whereby we have a waiting list of clients, so there's no stress in that respect from me. And then all I literally have to do, because of the nature of the clients as well, we've changed our business model quite considerably for Square One. It used to be graphic design, then it was websites, and now it's more software in terms of creating CRM systems for WordPress sites. So it's much more niche, and it also requires much less project management from me. So I was project managing graphic design projects, web projects. I don't need to do that now. We have retainer clients, and literally it's Elliot knows what day he's working for what client and what he has to do. So again, I don't have to manage that. So that's why I can sort of focus on, most of my time now is spent in the pizza business in terms of where is it going to go forward and how we can move it on, and doing all the marketing for that.
Yeah. So the key is, yeah, like you said, the key is discipline, but also it's come from your knowledge that you've built up. So the 2009 recession was the banking crisis, effectively, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Literally, I think we'd been very naive for 8 years. We just literally had, as I said, the phone was always working. We didn't really do any marketing, and I didn't realise that I didn't really know what marketing was until you suddenly have to do marketing. But yeah, it was a very, very scary time. And the other issue and mistake that we made is that we weren't chasing money. So I think we had something like 20,000 pounds of money outstanding when that crash happened. Fortunately, only one client went bust on us. I think we lost 2,500, but it took a long time to get that money in. So that is the other thing that we changed in our business model, is that we had money up front for websites, and then halfway through, because some websites were taking like months and months just because clients were, I think they knew that they had to pay for it at the end of it, so they were dragging their heels. So cash flow was a big thing that we learnt about in that recession as well. And always get money up front if you can, and chase it really hardly as soon as it's due. But that's the other lovely thing about the pizza business. That money's in the bank before you even start sending it out. So
It's a really good tip.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, keep an eye on your invoicing and chase it. And I know we're very British. We don't like to chase money. We don't think it's a really polite thing to do. But if you've got a rigorous system in place, or get someone else to do it for you, if you really don't want to do it, just employ somebody. It'd be cheaper that than people going bust on you. Or
Definitely.
basically you're bankrolling them. So
That's it. Well, you're giving them credit, aren't you? Because without them paying you, that money's can't be put to work in your own business. So you're effectively giving them credit for no reason, isn't it? And it's one of the biggest reasons why businesses go bust, isn't it? It's because a lot of the time they're not actually insolvent. They just haven't got the money in that they're owed. And
absolutely. And I
it's a
think the
huge
other
challenge.
situation where people can go bust is that they have all their eggs in one basket. And I think we were in danger of doing that with the, as I said, when the pandemic hit. we have 5 or 6 big clients, which sounds good, but actually, in retrospect, you might be better off having sort of 20 medium-sized clients or small clients, because when one of those big clients goes or leaves or whatever, it's a big chunk out of your money coming in. So yeah, don't have all your eggs in one basket.
Definitely. Yeah, multiple revenue streams is the key to being able to ride out the storms, isn't it? And of course, with your experience of going through, the banking crisis, the COVID pandemic, you do always think, I need to make sure I've got more than one revenue stream coming in. As busy as it is running a business, there's that's one thing that is the most important, I think, so that
And I
you can.
think as well, if you can try and get a passive income stream coming in, all great. This is what we're trying to work towards with the courses that we're trying to create, because then at least it's not like you've got extra business to do. You've created it once, and then hopefully you can just keep selling it. So that's where we're looking for the future, is because to be honest, I'm 58. I don't really want to be cooking pizzas from a kitchen for the next 10 years. I'd rather be, creating revenue through online courses, etc.